not that hard. It's like the dice game in like Devil May Cry, if you remember that one. 3. Fuck. That's not good. I haven't fought this one, I don't think. It's the horse one. No, it's a freaking rabbit. At least with these bosses, there's only like 2 things you need to know. 2 or 3 things. Like at most, like 3 different attacks. And then I die. It's a really cool concept though. Like, he had to make 9 different bosses, and then this boss. It's freaking crazy. So much work. This is why they're delayed, because of this boss. That's why they delayed the game how many years? Because of this boss. What that horse is coming from the dudes on the bottom. Too much foreground stuff too, the whole freaking ghost. God, fuck you, ghost. That ghost is hard to dodge. It's instant. This is a really bad one. Fuck, always. Just getting really bad luck on the thingy. Bad timing.
Now go.
Is it like, oh my god, it's supposed to block you? You don't have invincible dash on this? We're dead. Man, that's tough. Actually, it's not even tough. I don't even have to get up on there because of my invincible dash. I don't know. I was trying to play it like that. Fairly easy. This is like that Mega Man boss, the really cheap one. The like orange monster guy. It's up a lot easier. Especially with invincible dash, man. Like, it's like a challenge mode run if you're not using invincible dash. Get the fuck out of here. Cheap shit, dude. That is cheap as fuck, dude. That's why they give you so many lives. I think I'm gonna take a break after this one. I think I need a little bit of a break. I've been playing like non-stop since World 3, like at the start of World 3. And might need like a little bit of a refresher before coming in. I'm like, you know, cussing so much now, just like I'm turning into a Sailor Man. So after this one, if I lose here, take a break.
A great slam and then stop. And begin.
Alright, so let's try and finish this game off today. Or at least, you know, the key word is try. So I'm gonna try. And I'm getting messages. So one thing that's kind of been a little bit on my mind is that there's so much Cuphead stuff around, like in terms of media, who's playing it and whatnot. There's just a ton of people playing it, and it's like an overdose of Cuphead, you know? There's so much of it. And that's a bad thing. It's a great game, and I want it to do good. It's just that I'm seeing it so often. Alright, then we go 2, and then 2 again. It's all 2s this time. Oh, I've never done this one. solid. That's pretty easy. Oh, got him. Wow. Again, pretty violent, man. He's throwing up blood, black things. Right, see if we can get a 2-2 and then go for the boss. Got it. Alright, alright.
Here goes.
Oh my gosh. That was really close. Man, I was gonna do it first try today. That'd have been awesome. 3. I feel like when I see people use the power shot, they kill them way faster than I do. Am I doing something wrong? Yeah.
A brawl
Yeah.
is surely
Yep.
brewing. And begin.
Yeah, it's what happens when you mess up the parry timing. You really have to be on the parry timing. Wow, okay, you can't touch the side either. Tough. Seems like I can multi-parry too. Okay, it's not that hard. I'm just dumb. It's the I didn't know you can, you know, constantly parry the same one.
A brawl is surely brewing. Now go.
You got this, man. Got him. Woo. What are you doing, man? It didn't count my my extra HP. The devil in one hell of a time. All right, I'm ready to beat this game. Well, well, well. Look how far you've come. Not only did you bust up my good-for-nothing lackey, King Dice, but I see you've got my soul contracts. As agreed, hand them over and join my team? Nah. Welching on me, just like all the others, eh? I'll teach you for press the button. Backstabbing, I'm guessing. We're gonna kick his ass. Alright. Again, we have to learn all this stuff, man. There's something parryable. Alright, alright. Chaser might be really good here. I have to go so close to the end. Okay, second form, finally. Made it to second form with well. Well, I didn't know the skeleton damaged me. Wow. He's really cool looking though.
Good day for
He looked really cool. I think that's too good for like the animation, right? I think it's a little too good for the type of animation. Too HD. Oh, the freaking platforms disappear? Is that parryable? That's not parryable.
A brawl is surely brewing.
I don't know the timing anymore. Everything's going bad. I'm already unlearning everything. It's terrible. Why doesn't he die as fast? I thought I only had to shoot him once. That's what I've been doing. So the chip will fall down right there, right? Alright. Oh, we learned pattern at least. Yeah, as soon as he freaking moves, the hitbox is still there. I don't want to get hit by a stupid ass move like that. I'd rather restart. Because life is so precious in this game. Wow. It's so hard to turn around and dodge. It's so precise. Okay. Next form, I think we save Super for the next form so we can take out the little things. Okay, never mind. It's not following the pattern I thought. Maybe there's a set pattern every time? Why are you crying? Stop crying like a little bitch. Woo! Huh. Two minutes, let's go. The brothers had triumphed over the demon, forcing him to finally give up. "We shall accept your surrender, devil," Cuphead laughed. But we're not done just yet. And with that, Cuphead and Mugman destroyed all of the soul contracts, releasing Inkwell Isle's residents from eternal servitude to the devil. "Gosh, I can't wait to tell everybody," Cuphead said. The boys set off for home and at top speed. Come on, last one, there's a leaky cup," Mugman teased as they ran. Once home, the boys gathered everyone together. "You're all free of the devil's debt," Cuphead announced. "And that fiend won't bother us again," Mugman added. The Elder Kettle was literally brimming with pride as everyone began to cheer. "Let's hear it for Cuphead and Mugman! Hip hip hurrah!" As an all-day celebration began, the brothers promised to never wander into trouble again. And they didn't. Until next time, of course. But that is another story. We finished it. Cuphead though. It was pretty fun. I rated it pretty high as an arcade game. And pretty high as a game and an art game as well. There's the amazing credits. Right, so let's talk about Cuphead as a whole. It's a whole game. For $20, I would say you're mainly paying for visual and audio things. I think that's the main bulk of where your money is going to. Because the development of this game, it was like delayed how many times? It was supposed to be an Xbox One exclusive. Then they changed it, and then they had to, I'm guessing they had to rewrite the game engine and whatnot to make it what it is now. There's a lot of work to go into it. And they wanted to make a fuller game, and the run and gun sections, I believe, are add-ons. They were added on. That's why they don't feel as good as the bosses. But then there's some bosses that are kind of throwaway too. there's so many of them that there's gonna be some that aren't as good. But in general, Cuphead is really good as an arcade game. There's some very few bosses that I dislike, and the only bosses I really dislike were the really boring ones and the ones that involved any type of random number generator thing. So like the platforms in the dragon or the platforms in the bee place. Those were really bad, but there's some other RNG elements, but they're a lot less impactful. Let's say like the genie boss. The genie boss first phase has 3 different things it can come up to, and it's either the knives or the swords, the cat vases, and the like one where he throws a bunch of junk. And of course the one where he throws a bunch of junk is the hardest one. But the other 2 aren't too bad. There's kind of like a little bit of a random thing to it. Same thing with like the devil. His first form has many different moves, and it's pretty random which one he might do at any time. But it's such a small amount of moves that you just kind of get used to it, right? You just want to get used to the moves regardless if you don't like that move or not. You make your own strategy against it and you win. So let's talk about the mechanics itself. Very simple, but the main thing they got right was the control field. Super tight, responsive controls in the arcade game. Very important. Metal Slug, we're talking about like Metal Slug. Metal Slug is very floaty when you're not on the ground. When you jump in Metal Slug, you have very little control over your character once you jump. A lot of control gets taken away from you. In Cuphead, it's more like Contra when you jump, where you have almost full control when you jump. And then you have a dodge ability and whatnot. But I think the main thing is, if we're going to talk about the mechanics as a whole, like including all the little abilities that you can get, the guns and stuff, they aren't super impactful, the other guns and stuff, I think. The charge shot, the lobber gun, chaser and whatnot. I feel like there are very specific situations when you use those things. You're mainly going to be using pea shooter because the damage is so constant. It's like a heavy machine gun in Metal Slug. Like, that's a really good weapon. That's the one you want to be using, right? I can't use my controller. I can't press anything. Well, I guess I'll just talk over this thing. Same thing with the charms. The supers and the charms are pretty lackluster. The one charm you're going to be using for the majority of the game is going to be the blink dash. The invisible dash is too good to not use throughout the game. That's the one that everyone's going to be using. That's the one that you should be using because it makes the game a lot easier. The only reason why you would use invincible dash or invisible dash is for a challenge, to challenge yourself. There's no other reason for that. The other charms like HP up and stuff, I guess it's a way to balance out the difficulty if you're having too much trouble, but then you're not doing as much damage. So it's a pretty harsh payoff balancing thing, and I think they shouldn't mess with it. I think they should let you just have the HP, because the invincible dash, there's nothing that will not benefit you for using it, right? There's no damage cut off or anything. The only downside I see for invincible dash is that you can't see where your character is when you dash. But once you use it so many times, you assume where you're gonna appear. You get used to it. And the other charms are super specific too. It's like parry one, your first parry's free if you're in the air, or your first parry or your parry is an attack or something. They're all very not amazing. So there's a little bit of balance issues there, because everyone's gonna go to invisible dash. But other than those, that's like really nitpicky. But other than that, It's a really good game. One thing I want to note is when playing it, I think this happens with a lot of games with like really cool graphics, is after a few hours of playing it, you kind of forget how good it looks, right? You're just so focused on the gameplay that you forget like, oh, this is the aesthetic. It's a really cool aesthetic. Then you know, like any game, really. You just forget about the graphics and you just focus. I have to commend the developers for this though. Really great art style, very good. Almost exactly like the 30s, 20s cartoons. Great music. And it was another good experience. For a $20 game, not AAA, very indie. It's more like a passion project by the developers more so than anything. It's gonna be people that this game isn't meant for. It's not meant for everybody. And I know people want to play it who aren't good at video games just because the art style is so nice. But I think that's the price to pay. I would say if the game was too easy, I don't think it'll have longevity by like, you know, a hardcore community. I think people will still keep playing this. They're gonna be speedrunning it, no damage runs, you know, anything really. We're gonna be doing challenge runs on this game. Me specifically, I don't know, maybe. But I've been, you know, oversaturated with Cuphead for the past few days. I've been playing it, watching people play it, watching people's reactions to it, the reviews of it, and it's, you know, too much Cuphead for me. Maybe I'll play it again later if I'm filling up for like a challenge or something. But other than that, I don't think I'm gonna be playing it after the first playthrough. Unless there's some mode I can't really see because I can't get into the menu. It's a really good game. This was Leon from Humans Play, and you should try out Cuphead. It's really good. It's worth the $20. Alright, so I just want to do a really quick post-game post-game mode. So right now, for every level, they added an expert mode, which adds different patterns, like harder patterns and stuff to the bosses. So there's a lot more to the game now. And it could be the definitive way to play it. I'm not too sure. I haven't tried it out myself, but it's really cool. And before we close off the video, let's take a look at my deaths, because I always do that, right? I've died 146 times throughout the whole game. That's nice. Yeah, it's about like Dark Souls deaths, right? Gotta compare it to Dark Souls. Look at that guy's face. It's a really nice face. I like his nose.